Hello, everyone. Welcome to our World is Dying Lmao smiley emoticon. That is a sorry excuse of a podcast that I use to pretend that I am being a creative, productive artist when really I'm generating nothing of value. It's a party over here, let me tell you. To everyone who was here for my first episode last week, welcome back. I'm assuming everyone who did see it last week did come back because I just don't want to have to deal with the fact that some people might not like me, you know? It's just... I'm recording this late at night. That'd just be too much for me to deal with right now, you know? I just can't have that negative energy in my life, so I'm just gonna ignore it until it goes away. I decided to cut the whole improvised intro bit for today because the little jingles I was coming up with were veering way too close into copyright demonetization territory, and I already know that I'm never getting monetized for this thing that exists, but you know, I just didn't want to have to deal with any future legal battles that I might get in, which I know I will get into, but I don't want it to be for copyright law. I want something more exciting. Anyway, today I want to talk about moving, you know. I've decided to talk about this because that's what's currently going on in my life. My family's moving, and I can't really see beyond myself. So, you know, that's what the conversation is going to be about. Of course, by conversation, I mean just me talking into my cheap laptop camera that's kind of broken at the moment, but I'm not going to fix. Because I think that's the type of discourse America needs right now. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna fix. I'm moving to America, by the way, from Singapore to America. I'm from America originally, but we just decided to leave for a while because reasons. But we're back, you know, and I'm so excited to exchange, you know, our gun safety and gun control for, you know, some free refills. I'm being dead serious. Like, I freaking love being able to get an extra large Coke multiple times without being judged very hard. Like, there's a lot I will do to get my sugar and caffeine fix. True story. You know, but before I can get to America, we gotta deal with our stuff here in Singapore. So what's been going on right now is that my house has just been absolutely gutted. We've been like trashing and putting things into boxes left and right. You know, I came home from school one day and like my bed was just gone. My parents told me that they sold it. And, you know, honestly, I'm not even mad. It was like a pretty good bed. I mean, most nights I could get a pretty decent amount of sleep on it unless I was going through some emotional stuff. So yeah, all in all, it was a good bed. If you find it on eBay or wherever it is, just, you know, buy it for lots of money so that my family can have lots of money. Yeah, be a good business person. I'd be good at marketing, I think. But anyway, so I said we were putting these things into boxes. You have to understand, like, the moving company that we're working with, like, we're using their boxes because, you know, they got a brand. And gosh darn it, we're gonna see it. And, like, their brand specifically is, like, all of their boxes have, like, these, like, little, like, tiger cartoons just like printed on them. It's like supposed to be like cute or whatever, but it's like the eyes, the way the eyes are drawn, it's like pitch black. So the way that it's spread out in my room, well, it's not my room, it's my brother's room because my bed was sold and my brother had to leave early for a baseball camp. So I'm in here right now and like there's a bunch of boxes just lined around the walls. And one in particular that I'm too lazy to move constantly stares at me when I sleep. And, like, it is the most terrifying thing ever. So, I am just a legal voting age adult who's going to college who gets scared by tiger cartoons printed on the side of boxes. So, you know, that's who you're with right now. That's who you're listening to. That's who you're giving your time and attention. And, you know, I think that's beautiful. I think that's what 2018 and progress is all about. So, you know, that's what's just been going on in my house. It's kind of sad, actually. You know, that my house has come to this. It used to be a place where I could go downstairs and binge eat a bunch of food in my pantry. But I came home another day and all the food was gone from the pantry. So, you know, there's just no point being here anymore, in my opinion. And you know, it's kind of weird because I said that was like the saddest thing in my life is that there's no food. And like, you know, honestly, that's the truth. And that's another thing with moving. It's kind of what the central, you know, philosophical rumination I have because, you know, I'm trying to make this podcast deep and meaningful or whatever, is that I actually, funnily enough, think that all of this stuff that we're doing about moving, you know, how we're trying to like, you know, make it like be this big, emotional, cathartic, you know, this is it, series finale or whatever. It just like, I just don't buy it. like not just like in this one instance that I'm in particular. I mean, like just in general, you know, like we're like our life is defined by major moments or whatever. But like, and like everyone, I think everyone's entitled to have like their like, you know, own personal reaction or feeling about it. But like, you know, I just don't like how there's like this expectation that like for a lot of these things, like, you know, like moving from a place you've lived in for a while or like going off to college or whatever, it's like, it's supposed to be like this like big thing, you know, we're supposed to have like a whole like emotional moment or whatever, have like, or find some deep meaning throughout it. But, you know, that's just not really the case for some people. And by some people, I mean me. This whole philosophical rumination stems from my own personal inconveniences. I would not be surprised if like that's how Plato came up with like a bunch of his texts or whatever back in ancient Greece, if he was just like annoyed by like, I don't know, whatever was going on in ancient Greece. I only got a 4 in AP World History, so like I don't know like that far back. But yeah, you know, I mean, I personally take pride in being, you know, an emotionalist robot from outer space, as it is decreed in the Bible. That's what Jesus said about me. You know, and so that means that, like, with a lot of stuff, I'm just kind of like, meh, you know? I think that's a perfectly valid response, meh, you know? It's like this thing, it's like, it's the thing that's happening, I can acknowledge it, but it's not, you know, majorly affecting me or whatever. Like, that's perfectly fine. I think we should normalize that type of response because, like, you know, like everything, it seems nowadays, you have to have, like, the big gut feeling about. And it's just like with something like, you know, like moving or whatever, it's supposed to be this big life moment where you, like, come to a sudden realization, but it's just like, it's just, we're just moving because dad got a promotion. It's like, it's not anything major or whatever. I'm just like going along with it because that's what the family's doing. And, you know, I don't have any other reason to like not do it. So, you know, it's meh. It's just what we're doing at the moment. But like, again, I think people are totally fine if they want to like have a big emotional thing about it. I guess the thing I dislike about all of this like emotionality that I find in like a lot of, you know, like big life moments, and I've been going through a few recently, like moving, graduation, going to college, you know, it's like you kind of have to have that emotionality. Like, it's not socially acceptable to just be like, nah, it's pretty cool, I guess. You know, it's like you have to force that out or pretend that you do have like all of those like, you know, like really high-end expressive feelings. Which for me personally, like, that's not really who I am, you know? I mean, like, yeah, I'm an artist. I, like, express myself or whatever, and I guess I technically am doing that via this. But, like, you know, just my day-to-day life, I'm, like, a pretty, like, you know, just, like, boring white twink who, like, doesn't really respond to much, you know? And you know, I think that's okay. I think that is okay. I know it's very brave of me to say that I'm just like a young, thin white guy who like just wants to be left alone. I know it's really scary to admit that, but you know what? I'm living my truth, y'all. But you know, but like that is like a thing I've noticed that like with a lot of things in life, you're just expected to, you know, you're just expected to have like a big emotional reaction. And like, that's not really authentic to like what some people may actually be feeling. Like my biggest emotional reaction right now is that like, I don't have any food in my house, but it'll be okay because as part of my dad's contract, in the week after we move out of our house before we leave Singapore, we're gonna stay in some swanky, you know, 5-star hotel, which I'll talk about next week, you know, when I've like lived in it for a week. And you know, I'm excited because that means, you know, buffet food and all that. So ultimately it'll all be good. Like that's the big thing in my life right now. And that may seem kind of sad to some of y'all, but it's my sadness and not yours. Oh God, I just stole that. Ugh, feel bad. I'm sorry. You know, so ultimately at the end of the day, I think that we should be okay with people just having, you know, very little or an unexpected or like, you know, unorthodox reaction to, you know, major life events. Because ultimately at the end of the day, like when we like go about with this whole system of, you know, like, oh, but you really deep down do feel something about it. It's like, no, I don't. I just like, this is just kind of like an inconvenience that I have to go through because everyone's like, you're supposed to. And I just, you know? And I think ultimately at the end of the day, everyone does realize that like this whole like coerced emotionality is kind of fake, you know, for everyone involved. Is, you know, for the people who have to perform it, for the people who are making or like complicitly accepting that like there are people who like are not cool with it, but are just like going along with it because they like don't want to cause any like major conflict. And I just don't think, that's like really like the best way we could be devoting our energies as like a community. There's certainly a lot more like, pressing matters that are going on at the moment. And I don't think that we need to make like, things that can be seen as mundane, such as moving, a big emotional thing, especially for the folks who, don't see it as that, just see it as something that, they have to get through, that they have to do. It's like a part of an everyday routine. So, I think if we just like, let and accept and didn't stigmatize certain, emotional reactions to certain milestones in life, I think the world would be a little less dying. Lmao, smiley emoticon. And I do think that's beautiful. I really do. Okay, well, that was kind of everything I wanted to talk about this week, because I'm sorry that I didn't really write, an official script, but I was really busy. I mean, I didn't write an official script for the first episode too, and I don't intend to because scripts are hard, but you know what? I acknowledged it, so that makes it okay because now I'm meta or whatever. So yeah, tune in next week where I will talk about living in a hotel on a Microsoft per diem. Yeah, it'll be great. I will give some in-depth reviews about buffet food because I think that is what's important, and that's what I need to do with my artistic energy. I'm totally being in line with what I talked about in episode 1. All right, awesome. I will see y'all next week. Have a good day, and if life is getting you down, just... Still got no response, just keep doing you. Unless you can't, in which case do the best you can, which I don't even know what the best you can is, but I'm sure you can figure it out. And if you can't, well, I'm not legally responsible, so it's fine for me specifically. Okay, have a good day, y'all, or night, or whenever you're viewing this. I really don't know. Time zones are crazy. Okay, bye.